Story 1. The Abandoned Asylum, a haunting tale of lost souls. It was a cold, moonless night when my friends and I decided to explore the abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town. The building had stood empty for decades, its crumbling facade a haunting reminder of the horrors that had once unfolded within its walls. As we approached, a sense of unease washed over us, but our curiosity outweighed our fear. The asylum loomed before us like a silent sentinel, its windows boarded up and its doors hanging askew on rusted hinges. We entered cautiously, our footsteps echoing in the empty halls. The air was thick with dust and decay, and the silence was oppressive. As we explored the dark corridors, we came across evidence of the asylum's troubled past: straitjackets strewn about, rusted chains hanging from the walls, and faded photographs of patients long forgotten. Each room seemed to hold a piece of the building's tragic history, and we couldn't help but feel a sense of sorrow for the souls who had once called this place home. But as we ventured deeper into the asylum, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. Strange noises echoed from the shadows, and the temperature seemed to drop with each passing moment. It was as if the building itself was alive, its dark past reaching out to ensnare us in its grasp. Suddenly we heard a sound that sent shivers down our spines, a low, guttural moan that seemed to come from the depths of the building. We froze in terror, unsure of what to do next, and then, as if in response to our fear, the lights flickered and died, plunging us into darkness. Heart pounding, I fumbled for my flashlight and clicked it on, illuminating the hallway with a feeble beam of light. But what I saw in that moment made my blood run cold. Standing at the end of the hallway was a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes gleaming with malice. With a scream, we turned and fled, the sound of our footsteps echoing through the empty halls. But no matter how fast we ran, it felt as though the asylum itself was chasing us, its dark presence lingering in the air like a malevolent force. As we burst through the doors and into the cold night air, we knew that we had escaped, but the memory of that night would haunt us forever. The abandoned asylum, with its tragic history and restless spirits, was a place best left forgotten, a testament to the darkness that lurks within us all. Story 2. The Mysterious Disappearance, a puzzle with no answers. It was a warm summer evening when my friend Sarah went missing. We had been hiking in the woods behind her house, enjoying the tranquility of nature, when she suddenly vanished without a trace. At first we thought she was playing a prank on us, but as the minutes turned into hours, our concern grew. We searched frantically for Sarah, calling out her name and combing through the dense undergrowth, but there was no sign of her. Panic set in as night fell, and we realized that she was nowhere to be found. The police were called and search parties were organized, but despite their efforts, Sarah remained missing. As the days turned into weeks, the community rallied together, plastering missing posters on every available surface and holding candlelight vigils in the hopes of finding her. But as time passed, the trail grew cold, and Sarah's disappearance became one of the town's greatest mysteries. Rumors began to circulate. Some said she had run away, while others whispered of foul play. But the truth remained elusive. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Sarah's disappearance than met the eye. There were too many unanswered questions, too many loose ends that didn't add up. And then one day, I stumbled upon a clue that would change everything. Hidden deep in the woods, I found a strange symbol etched into the bark of a tree, a symbol that I recognized from Sarah's necklace. It was as if she had left it there as a sign, a breadcrumb to lead us to the truth. With newfound determination, I delved deeper into the mystery, following the trail of clues that Sarah had left behind. Each piece of the puzzle brought me closer to the truth, but it also led me down a dark and twisted path filled with secrets and deception. And then, just when I thought I had uncovered the truth, I stumbled upon the most shocking revelation of all. Sarah was alive, and she had been hiding in the woods the entire time. But as she emerged from the shadows, her eyes empty and devoid of emotion, I realized that something had changed. Sarah was not the same person she had been before her disappearance. She was a shell of her former self, haunted by the horrors she had witnessed. As she told her story, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Sarah had stumbled upon something in the woods, something ancient and malevolent that had changed her forever. And now, as I listened to her tale, I knew that the truth was far more terrifying than I could have ever imagined. Story 3. The Haunting of Willow Creek, a Ghostly Encounter. Willow Creek was always a quiet town, nestled in the heart of the countryside, but that all changed when the old Miller house became the subject of rumors and whispers. The house had stood empty for years, its boarded-up windows and overgrown yard a stark contrast to the neat rows of houses that lined the street. But as the months passed, strange things began to happen in Willow Creek. Residents reported hearing strange noises coming from the old Miller house, whispers in the night, footsteps in the attic, and the sound of children laughing when no one was there. At first, we dismissed the reports as nothing more than rumors, but then the sightings began. People claimed to have seen shadowy figures moving through the windows of the old house, their forms indistinct and fleeting. Intrigued by the rumors, I decided to investigate for myself. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and a sense of curiosity, I ventured into the abandoned house, determined to uncover the truth behind the hauntings. As I stepped through the front door, a chill ran down my spine. The air was heavy with the scent of mildew and decay, and the floorboards creaked beneath my feet as I made my way through the darkened rooms. But as I explored further, I began to feel a presence, a cold, oppressive force that seemed to surround me on all sides. It was as if the house itself was alive, its walls watching me with silent malevolence. And then, just as I was about to leave, I heard it, the sound of children laughing, echoing through the empty halls. With a sense of dread, I followed the sound to the attic, where I found myself face to face with the source of the haunting. There, standing in the shadows, was the ghost of a young girl, her eyes wide with fear and sorrow. She reached out to me with trembling hands, her voice barely more than a whisper as she told me her story. The girl's name was Emily, and she had lived in the house with her family many years ago. But one fateful night, tragedy struck. The house caught fire, and Emily was trapped inside, her cries for help drowned out by the roaring flames. As I listened to Emily's tale, I realized that she was not alone. The house was filled with the spirits of those who had perished in the fire, their restless souls unable to find peace until their story was told. With a heavy heart, I promised Emily that I would share her story with the world, that I would ensure that the truth of what had happened in the old Miller house would never be forgotten. And as I left the house behind, I knew that the haunting of Willow Creek would live on, a testament to the power of the past to shape the present. If you have enjoyed watching this video and are a fan of horror stories and scary things like this, please subscribe and comment down below any suggestions as to what you would like to see on this channel. Thank you for watching and have a good day.